Awesome. Yes, as I was just saying, what I wanted to do with this workshop is give all of you something tangible to take away. So we're going to be working through some different types of content so that you can bring this and literally lift it from this workshop and put it into your own business, but also that each of you can get ideas. So it might be that, I'm going to pull someone up and each of you gets a chance to come up to the floor and we create stuff live for your business right here, right now. But all listening to everything, because there'll be little bits, when I'm talking to one person and encouraging, asking the questions that stimulate ideas, that will give you ideas for your own business. So I'm going to check the chat here. Natasha, knowing what to post. Natasha, I know I was on your, sometimes I know I can just drop into your DMs and be like, you need to sell more. I haven't seen your offer today. Because all of you can sell more. Every single person on the internet can sell more. And so when I see people saying like, oh, I've already sold one offer today, I can't sell another one. Yes, you can. Like, give your audience far more credit. You can sell multiple offers per day in the same space, as long as there's clear differentiation between what those different offers are. But you can absolutely take up more space and sell more. If you want more sales, sell more. So Natasha, knowing what to post. Okay, we'll come in. You're going to get a whole range of ideas from this. Kath, we met through Insta. Yeah, we did. Struggling to create content whilst pivoting. Okay. And you're in a launch as well, Kath? So we want some launch content. And Cassie, positioning myself apart from the crowd and also attracting some super ideal couples with the content. Evie, we met in Bali. Yeah, we did. Content that converts the clients. Cassie, also positioning the same thing at different angles. Ooh, I've got a post coming out that you'll like. Awesome. Okay, let me get open a document and we will get straight into it. Okay, make a copy. Oh, so excited to dive into content. And then I will share my screen so that we can dive into it. Hands up in the chat. Who wants to go first? Who would like to jump straight in? Pop a little wave or a me first into the chat, and I will come in a second. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, I'm going to give you all some tangible takeaways from this. All righty, let me come check the chat. Who is first to move? Kath was first to move, then Natasha. Amazing, right. Let me share my screen. Kath, good to see you, honey boo.
Hello, hello. How you doing? Sorry, I've got a really bad sore throat, so I sound like a little weirdly husky as well.
I love your weird little husky.
Weird little huskiness.
One of the things that you do well, Kath, is bringing that huskiness into your written content.
Yeah, I prefer to do it sexily, not coughing my lungs up, but
But do you know what? And this is why I've invited the people that I have, because either you're already in my programs or you've been in my programs, and I know you guys when you're in your power. And I totally get that there's seasons and that sometimes you're really on it and sometimes you're really not. But I want to be able to pull you back into that, because when you're in that groove, when you're not overthinking things, you're just going, that is where the most magnetic content comes from. You're not too thinking about this needs to be word perfect, or what does my ideal client need to hear today. It's coming from an inner place of, I know what they fucking need to hear today, and I'm here and I'm going to tell them because this is what's important. So I want to bring you into your magnetism today. This is going to get you energized, excited. So by all means, if you've got questions, pop them in the chat. We can get the chat popping, whether it's whatever's been coming up for you, or strengths or weaknesses or any of that. So little content mini training, because I want you to be able to pull ideas from this that you can put into any kind of format. So whether it is you creating carousels, whether it's you creating reels, whether it's creating email content, LinkedIn content, the purpose of this is just to get you brainstorming around ideas. So what I really would love to see is really sharp hooks that are so fucking bingeable, it stops the scroll. It stops people, it doesn't matter what format they are coming across your business in, whether it's on Threads, Instagram, LinkedIn, email, they're being like, hold up, I need to read that. if you were to place 80% of the urgency of the post just in that first sentence, like this is the sort of importance the hook has, because if you don't have a good hook, they're not even going on to the rest of the content. So you could have a really valuable thing that you want to share, but if that hook isn't sharp enough, they're literally not reading it. So we have to place a lot of importance on getting some really bingeable, tight, sexy as fuck hooks. I cannot underpin this enough. So when it comes to a good hook, either have it as something that is a question that they need to open the post to go and get the answer, or it's an attention grabbing statement with a ... like it's a leading statement. It's not just a finite sentence unless it's really bold. I wouldn't have it as a finite sentence unless it's really out there, like a really strong opinion that someone's going to be like, well, shit, she went there. Yeah. Otherwise, have it as something that it's like, it's a leading statement with the ... that it's going to lead someone to go and open that post. I think if I was to look at your top 9 posts, if I was to get your Instagram up right now, are at least 6, ideally 6 to 9. Are those things bold enough and large enough that if I was to look at just the forefront of it without even opening to the post, there's stuff on there that is going to make me go like, oh, I want to go open that. Yeah. So this statement has got to pull someone in. Think about, like, let's say you're posting reels and your attraction content that's getting off your profile. Whole purpose of that is to bring people back onto your profile. So once they're on your profile, what are they seeing? Are they seeing enough hooks that's going to grab and keep their attention? Whole purpose of this is to keep people on your profile for as long as possible. So we want as many of these sexy as fuck hooks as possible. So we've got some here, but we're going to brainstorm some for each of you. So I'm just going to go through a little few, because you can either go down the storytelling route of how I went from X to Y, or how my client went from X to Y. My client was this and now they're this. Unpopular opinion. And some, I really want to get some of these today. I want to get into the nitty gritty of what have you been fucking thinking about that you're like, nobody is saying this, and I feel so goddamn passionate about this. The world needs to hear about this. Yeah, because when you're thinking about how to stand out from everybody else, your opinions, and also your opinions are going to show your expertise in the opinion, because someone who's a beginner in their field wouldn't be able to have the expertise to have that level of opinion. So it's not just you sharing your unfiltered thoughts. You're showing your level of expertise by the fact that you have that level of industry knowledge to even have that thought capacity. Yeah. So there's a level of thought leadership in you sharing these unpopular opinions, because you put yourself ahead of the majority of the crowd just by having those unpopular opinions. So I'm going to read through a few more, just give you some examples. I don't know who needs to hear this, but So that could either lead into an unpopular opinion, or it could be calling your ideal client to rise. Like, where have they been keeping themselves small? And you're saying, I don't know who needs to hear this, but and where are they overplaying something and actually it's way simpler than they're making it being? So that can be like a really uplifting post, a heart to heart, someone who needs to hear something. It could be little life lessons. This authority piece, I just did X, here's what I learned. What are you doing? What have you launched? What are you creating? What are some life lessons that you can be sharing with your audience? Especially if it's something that a lot of people in your industry aren't doing, or it's a big milestone or anything like that. Something that you believe that no one else in your industry believes, or is a less popular opinion. It's not about X, it's about Y. What does your ideal client think is the most important thing that it's actually not? So just taking a recent example, for example, I could say, it's not about the number of followers you have, it's about the impact that you're having. Here's why. Yeah. So what's something that you can share? So we've got a few examples of hooks, but let's get into actual creation. I've got some little topics here that are either storytelling, client case studies, opinionated. So those are your polarizing pieces, objection handling through your content, authority. Now, no matter whether you're in a launch or this is just any time of year, all of these, we've got high level educational content as well. All of these are valuable all year through. Yeah. And we're also going to look through things under the lens of, are you trying to be relatable? Because I think there's a good time to be relatable and build that connection and likeness with your ideal client. And there's also a time where it needs to be more of the authority and building trust, that high level, you can rely on me, your investment is safe with me, and here's why. Yeah. So now that we've looked at those little lenses, now that, Kath, come on up. What would you like to create today?
Let's maybe like objection handling. That's an
Okay.
uncomfortable one. I'm good at the other stuff, authority, fine with, storytelling, good. But yeah, let's do objection handling.
Yes, hi to Kelly, and I saw Dami coming on as well. So hi to the people who are coming in. Okay, so you want to go down the route of objection handling. All right, so you're in a launch and your program is around the art of getting leads. So what would someone's objection be or possible question be, either around your program or your method?
Okay, so
How
there's
might they have?
okay, so there's a general idea I think across the internet right now that you really need to niche down into one kind of like marketing method. So you need to be like Instagram expert or LinkedIn expert or whatever the fuck you want to be. I don't think that. I think your like marketing needs to work as an ecosystem. So you need to have like some good, like 2 to 3 good marketing campaigns running all at once.
Okay.
And I want to put that across without it sounding like jack of all trades.
Okay. So when it comes to shifting someone's belief from what their current belief is to your way of thinking, your method, your different perspective, and showing them, not saying like, you're a dick for thinking this, here's why. It is you saying your current way of thinking is this, but that's not right and it's not serving you. Here's the better way of doing things, or here's the real way, or here's the better way of doing things. So you want to cause that contrast between where the current method is and what your better way is. So you want to break that thought pattern. So if the thought pattern is, or the most popular trending thing is, you need to niche down, you want to build in one sentence or in that first page, that clear contrast. So you could either do that through doing here's what you think, or hang on. So you need to niche down your current way, alternative way, or you thinking that you need to niche down to become what would you say? The
It would be to
expert.
bring in leads or to bring in to something about flowing leads or consistent leads or something along those lines.
Okay. B. There you go. Me. Knowing that, how would you like to phrase it? Knowing that if you just
I need another word for like ecosystem. That's the thing that's confusing me. Knowing that if you just treated your
built your ecosystem,
it's not knowing that if you treated your lead
lead generation as an
yeah
ecosystem, you could, I just feel like this is the ideas of swimming.
yeah
You could encapsulate it, or leads would be flowing in all of the time.
yeah maybe like specific number from like past clients, maybe like like double your weekly like discovery calls or something a bit more kind of tangible. Yeah
Bringing in you'd be booking double your usual number of discovery calls.
yeah something like that.
Love that.
Yeah
For everyone that's watching, you see how we've taken what their current belief is, because there's multiple ways of doing this one. So you either do here's what you're currently doing, here's my way of doing it, here's why it's different. Also, we've got a tangible result here, something that they want to do. So it's specifically related to a goal that the ideal client wants to achieve. So how can you relate that into your business? What is a specific goal that your ideal client wants to achieve? How can you create this post within your own business?
with a post like this, I'm so because so for context, I obviously brand design and website design, pivoting into brand design and website design mentorship, because I've managed to build myself a little crowd of that, so I think it'll work quite nicely. Do I call that out? You know what I mean? Like for designers and creatives, I don't really want to be speaking to like any service provider, just because it's for me specific to like the design industry in an Instagram post, say, or LinkedIn, or do you think it's worth just keeping it open and see who kind of comes to my vibe?
Well, now I'm going to apply your messaging back to you.
Oh fuck. Not now.
Because you just said
You don't want to niche down.
that the person doesn't need to niche down.
No, I mean you do a little bit, not like crazy, but just a touch.
No, I think it's more about speaking to the personality traits of the person you really want to work with. Either
Like psychographic over kind of, yeah, okay, perfect.
yeah. I think it's more for you speaking to those like fuck yes women.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, nice.
Let's do one more so that you've got something to go on to your launch, and then I'll come on to Natasha, who's next. PS, pop in the chat if you want to go next. I'm coming on to Natasha next. So, Kath, pick a new one. What is something?
Fuck it, let's do authority purely for that piece there that I felt like I needed to explain my pivot. I don't want to keep doing that, it's annoying. So
Awesome.
yeah, let's do.
Okay, right. Let's tap you into your big dick energy.
Yes.
Tap you in to get it feeling. Let's have a little body shake.
I'm not gonna body shake, but I'm here with you.
Okay, what is something that is either a milestone that you're really proud of, an achievement that you've had, or something that you're like, I am head and shoulders above these bitches and I'm not claiming this space. Let's become claim this space.
Okay, very easily glided into like luxury design with very fucking little effort and managed to kind of penetrate an entire like wedding industry and make loads of money from it. That's
I don't know if I can write penetrate on a post, Kath. I'm not gonna lie.
You've written far fucking worse than penetrate.
I know, it's just such a graphic visual word, isn't it?
You're like, oh yeah, get wet over this piece of content, but penetration.
Yeah,
no.
I know. All right. Here's how to make your messaging sound like an orgasm, but penetrate a bit far.
It's too far.
Okay, here's how. So let's use size, breadth, or shortness of those. Speed, short term. Here's how I penetrated a market. Here's how I
Infiltrated. Bye.
Here's how I right. What's your highest paying client to date?
Oh fuck. In like one go. Together would be about 10K. In one go would be about 7. I like the one go ones though, because I think there's such a there's like a power in it being in one, as opposed to it kind of being like you know, any fucking person can make 10K from one client over like a bunch of a time, if that makes sense.
Was it $13K?
Yes, that was Katie. Yeah, so that was the yeah.
There you go for everybody else. I remember your numbers.
Yeah.
Here's how I land 13K clients with less than 800 followers. You could either go down that route, or here's how I went from a new, you say newbie? Or here's how I was
like
able,
inexperienced, I guess, or like kind of, yeah, you could do newbie.
here's how I was able to position myself at the forefront of a luxury market and be landing 13K clients with less than 800 followers. Boom. Because you can either go down there with less than 800 followers, or you could do that the length of time that it took, like in under 2 years.
Yeah. I think followers, just because it resonates. I know people, you're not meant to bother about followers, but I think people, you know, it matters. We care whether we want to or not.
The luxury design industry and be landing 13K clients within, well, in under 2 years. Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, so for everybody else, the reason why that is a very attention grabbing statement is it's about her. So as soon as you use it's a personal story. So that's not just some ChatGPT content. It's not just something that's replicated. Like, this is her own story. So straight away it stands her out from everybody else that's in her industry. The other reason why it works is that we've got 2 numbers in here. Numbers are really bingeable. Anytime you can get data into hooks, it makes it so much more bingeable. So any attention grabbing statement, opinions are good, data with opinions, even better. So where can you look to increase the number of numbers you're putting into your hooks? Because numbers mean growth. People are looking for growth, whether it's some of you, your service makes people money. Some of you, your service helps them lose weight. Some of you, your service helps them book more clients. Think about the growth, either increasing or decreasing, that you give to your clients. You give them growth. So when you can bring that growth into a hook, straight away, you're going to have people's attention. Yeah. So as soon as we can use numbers, straight away, there's that implication of, I'm going to help you gain or decrease this. So yes, I was able to position myself at the forefront of the luxury design industry and be landing 13K clients in under 2 years. Oosh. Oosh. We love. Yeah. Giving you a few ideas. But yes, I'll drop the links for this for everybody so that you can have your own, you can pull things from this after. So I'll share it with everyone. All good?
Fab, thank you.
All righty. Natasha. Coming up, sweet cheeks.
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, hello, hello, hello. How are you doing, lovely?
I'm all right. Fortunately, Zoom has a doorbell that reminded me about your workshop. So thank goodness for the Zoom doorbell.
There we go. Yes, because I was stood with Ken in the car place, and he took quite a liking to me, and he was like, "Are you sure we can't have a date?" He's like, I could be your Ken, you could be my Barbie. And I was like, Ken, just the car is fine. Just the car.
I'm with the car, Ken.
Lol. Okay, so let's pick a content type. What would you like to go for?
Maybe either opinionated or authority. However, with client case study, is that as simple as, in my case, posting like a testimonial video from a client, or no?
Yes and no. Yes, we always want to see testimonials, and when someone else is speaking great about your business, that's always going to be gold. Somebody else's words and that user generated content is like, but when it comes to you being able to tell a story, I think there's a lot of like power in that as well. So when you're saying, my client booked me for this, but here's what she didn't expect. All the nuances of the experiences that you've created.
Yeah.
And when sometimes you can ask people for a testimonial and you're like, come on, say this. And they don't, and you're like, bitch, please, come on. This is your chance to show the story in the way that you want to tell it. With all the little nuances and the behind the scenes action and all of this. So I think there's power in both. Yes, get your clients telling your stories, but you can share what happened before you worked together, what happened during you worked together, what happened after you worked together, and bring that into a whole. That could be a video, that could be a carousel, this could be repurposed in 100 different ways, but having that story. So yes. So do you want to do that
one? Yeah, let's do that one then, because I've got a video from a client I want to use. I just I don't know what to do with it.
Okay. So you can still use the client video, but let's have a story. So who do you want to use for an example? What's your client story? If you say it would be hilarious.
I'd need no, so Pascali, she's a public speaker, coaches people how to become public speakers.
Absolutely use me if you want to.
Say that again.
So PS, you can absolutely use me if you want to.
Oh, well, yeah, well, let's do you then, because you can ask the actual bloody questions. Let's go with you, babes.
Lol, me creating
this would mean you don't
our event. I can reel off content for this. Here's how I helped Sarah to bring even more main character energy to her character energy event.
Come on, let's do this.
Here's how I helped Sarah to bring even more main character energy
I love the sound of this already.
to her event. The reason why, again, for everyone, the reason why this content works when you do it, not just your clients, because when your clients do it, they sing your praises and that's awesome. And it's their words and it's their video and that's awesome. When you do it, you get to sing their praises and everybody loves compliments. So when you're singing your clients' praises, they get a little like, oh, she's talking about me, and they'll be in the comments just like, yeah, I love this. Natasha, this is like a whole 1 day thing. Your service is like one incredible day. So the more that you can get your clients to like remember that and refill into that, and like the more that you create content around this, they're like, oh yeah, I forgot that, or like I remember that. And it's all the little magic moments throughout the day of working with you, before and after.
Yeah.
So here's how I help Sarah spring. So you can go into the I'll do a whole storytelling piece on this, like before the event.
So would this still be like on the stories though?
You could do this on stories, you could do this on a carousel, this could be a LinkedIn. I would do it once and then repurpose it into multiple different ways.
Okay. And like multiple pictures, one picture, like what's the format?
Change it up depending on where you're posting it. I'd create the content and then reshare it in different ways. So I'd have it in a carousel post, and then you can put little photos on the carousel. I would have the text on a LinkedIn post and share one main one, or even repurpose the carousel into a LinkedIn carousel. I would turn this into email content, put a photo at the bottom. So let's create the content once, but repurpose it 5 different ways. So for a storytelling piece like this, and for all client case studies, the more that you can share the whole picture of what it was like to work with you, the questions, like for other people, other ideal clients are going to be in the audience watching this. So you'll get to answer a load of questions that someone might have about your service by doing this post.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do a whole, before we work together, what happened? During us working together, what happened? After we worked together, what happened? Where is the person at now?
Yeah.
And so you do a whole little storytelling piece and you thoroughly answer loads of questions, because someone else who might be like, but what's involved by working with her? And what type of people does she work with? Or what's it actually like? You can get a picture of that inside these posts. So before the event, we'll be going into things like, what happened before? How did you help the person get ready? What was their vision? How did you help them come up with ideas for that? Yeah, so thinking about before our event, we hopped and you were like, Sarah, here's what I can help. We're at this point, we've only just met, but here's what I can bring to this event. Here's what I need from you. So like, I'd be bringing your personality into this post. So be like, me and Sarah met quite late, but just before her event, but we hopped on a call. We knew the vibe was there. We didn't need a whole load of backwards and forwards. We were ready to go, but I said to her, girl, you have got to get your shit to me today. So that I could get the signs ready in time to be able to give her this experience on the day. And to have enough time to get stuff printed. She didn't really have a fucking clue what I was on about, but she got it to me. She did what I asked, so that I could get stuff printed so that I can turn up on the event. She's already, off prepping her slides, and I can just do stuff without needing to ask her 100 questions because she's busy doing her own thing.
Yeah.
And subtly answering questions that someone might have about what's it like to work with Natasha, when she comes to my event. So the more that this is like storytelling, setting the scene, but also answering questions about your service in the post.
Yeah, gotcha.
So set the scene. And this is literally, what was it like? What happened? What was it like? What happened? How did the client feel? What was their vision?
When you mentioned before about maybe like it could be a video as well, something that I thought of recently, I've started like taking screenshots on my sales calls, like if they go really well, obviously. we are vibing, I'll take a screenshot. But something like that, let's say, for example, with our call, I actually had like a video, like a little snippet of the video, and then like at the actual event, and then a testimonial afterwards. That could obviously be like all come together in a video. Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You will be able to get one of these and repurpose it so many times for each of your clients.
Yeah.
So for the jewelry event, again, because you're thinking about like, you know, there's future ideal clients in my audience. What do they want to know about what it's like to work with me on the day? So we're having things like, I was able to get set up and just work around Sarah in the break so that I was capturing the magic that she didn't even see.
Yeah.
I was capturing the moments while she was setting up the projector. I was capturing the vibe of her clients who were in the building and in a different space to where she was in, because then you're positioning yourself as like the helper, like, bitch, I've got this. We're good. You can stay in your main character energy because you're capturing the vibe. And I know that's what you're, because like it can't be in 100 places. So you're positioning yourself with someone like, I'm capturing the vibe that you can't see because you cannot be in other places.
There's a hook. Yeah.
Hey, Miss Octopus. Hi, me. It's helpful to, when you're thinking, like, if this isn't just about celebrating the past client, there are 10, 20, 30 more clients that are either planning their event coming up or they're thinking about their event next year. What do they need to know right now? What do they need to be able to see? How can I answer their questions in a post whilst also celebrating that client? Yeah?
Yeah.
For you as well, the other type of content, so it might be that, I don't know if you think, how do I do educational content? But I would 100% do educational content to get your clients thinking bigger, because you're not just the photo booth person. Yeah. You need to see yourself as not just like the vibe creator.
Well, I've got my first hosting. I'm hosting and doing the photo booth at an upcoming event. So pivoting slightly, ever so slightly.
In fact, let's go even more authority. My clients don't hire me. And for everyone watching, the reason stuff like this works, whenever you create a post that is opposite of what people think, it's going to grab attention. So if you create a post going, my clients don't hire me because of this, they hire me because of this. This is your way of showing all the other skill sets and all the other tools in your toolbox. Right. So hire me just to capture photos. They hire me because, and this is 100, I'm going to put like a little bit of authority. This is going to be a full main character energy post. Full main character. They don't hire me just to capture photo. Like, that's such a small part of what you do, Natasha. For everyone, like, your service is such a small part of what you do. So how can you, like, I've done a post like this that was like, my clients don't hire me just to get sales. They hire me because. And in this post, you're going to go into the qualities that you bring to the table, the excellence that you bring to the table, the experience that you bring to the table. You are going to sing your own damn praises from the freaking rooftop. Okay?
Okay.
And I want short, sharp sentences, but whole words. So no, I am the vibe creator.
Like it, love it. Very true.
I see the magic moments. And not just that, I create them.
I was just about to say that.
I create them.
Mic drop.
Boom. Ladies, where is your mic drop messaging? How can you bring some of this into each of your content to be just like, I'm not just this, I am this. Because ain't nobody gonna come and sing your praises until you do first. Ain't nobody going to be a cheerleader for you until you are the freaking cheerleader for yourself. So I want you to run the whole relay with this all the way home.
I'm excited about this one. This one's let's do it. I think that's a wicked hook as well.
You could also do a similar spin to this of a what you see what actually happens. So, and I can drop a link for this. Have I got one that's fairly recent? What you see versus what actually happens. You can have the contrast, or what I would do is on 2 different slides, like a what you see, me taking photos. Next slide, what actually happens. So me capturing hot AF photos at your event. What actually happens? Me capturing the magic that you couldn't sing to be able to. So I would do this in a carousel and have like 4 different variations of this same thing in the same post. Like what you saw, what actually happened. What you saw, what actually happened. What you saw, me stood by the photo booth. What actually happened? Me rallying your clients together in the break time to capture photos. So that, again, it's that way of subtly telling people what it's like to work with you.
Yeah.
And you know, like the iceberg, here's what you see, here's what actually happened. Here's 75% of stuff that you're not seeing. So again, it's really great to share that with clients who've already worked with you, because they can be like, oh my God, yes. And it's these posts that will get your past clients come in. Like if you share this, I will happily come into your comments to be just like, can qualify this. Natasha did like X, Y, Z, and it's not just about taking photos.
Yeah.
So for everybody else that's looking, you're not just the photo booth queen. So it's about looking, here's what you see, or here's what you think. Here's the reality of here's the other 75% that you're not seeing. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you capturing hottest back photos at your event, what actually happens? Me capturing the magic that you couldn't see.
Maybe that you didn't see. Magic that you didn't see. Because a lot of the time as the host, you guys are off, like you said, doing other things. So you don't actually see it until obviously afterwards, when I actually give you all like the captures and stuff, or the videos.
Yeah. What you see? Yes, I hope everyone else watching this is doing a similar. What is this for your business? What do your future clients in your audience, what do they think is it like to work with you? What expectations do they have around working with you? And what is the reality? What are they not seeing? What do they not know? The more that you can bring this into your content, again, you're removing questions and possible objections about someone that might have. You know, your content is there to answer as many questions as possible so that you don't need to get on a load of sales calls. If you can answer all the possible sales questions in your content, you don't need to have a call. Someone can come through and be like, all right, Natasha, I've seen enough. How do I book with you?
Yeah.
You get those DMs that are
how about you're too busy to see, which is obviously the case as well, because you've got 101 things going on at the same time. So thanks, Dams.
Yeah. So have a whole carousel of things like that. I'm sure you'll be able to come up with like 4 or 5 ideas. Yeah.
Wicked. Thank you so much.
All righty, I'm coming in. Let's see who was next. We've had Natasha, we've had Kath. Who is coming next? I've seen your how's this for a hook? Ain't no party like a Natasha Christmas party. Yes, but can we get it even sharper? Yes, I want to see you selling your main service before you get onto Christmas. Yes, I want to see you selling Black Friday before you come onto Christmas. Kelly's like, love this. Dammy says, hi, queens. Amazing. Okay, Dammy, this one is hot. I love it. You're too busy to see. Yes. Who wants to go next? I want to see some hot as fuck content. Let me pull you guys up. Who wants to go? Pop a little yes in the chat, or me. Ella, coming up, sweet cheeks.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Oh, we got an extra hello. How are you?
I'm gonna mute myself a little bit from time to time so that you don't get overwhelmed with the singing of my boy, but I'm doing really great.
Who's vocal today then? So you're in your launch right now, aren't you?
Exactly.
What content would you most like to work on? Do you want to bring some?
I would be interested in the objection handling since I think we haven't touched that topic yet. Yeah, so first would be this one. And I think I haven't posted opinionated content yet, so maybe those two. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So
yeah.
when it comes to someone bringing AI into their business, let's start a little new post down here, objection handling. So what's a question or belief that someone has around AI or using AI within their business that you know is incorrect?
So the first thing that comes always to my mind is the authenticity part, that it takes away the authentic part of their business. So that's the first thing.
Possible objection that using AI would take away their authenticity. Okay, yep. Can you go further on that? What fears or worries might they have around? Do you think that they're worried about sounding generic? Do you think they're worried about actually using ChatGPT as sounding like a robot?
Yeah, so it's that they have seen a lot of ChatGPT generated content and they are sick of it because they can tell like in 5 seconds that it's been generated by ChatGPT. And I think I actually have like the idea of the post. I wrote it in the content plan that I shared with you. It was something like let me share it with you. Wait a sec.
Obviously written by ChatGPT. Okay.
Yeah, so I had something like I can smell a ChatGPT written caption in 5 seconds flat. But when I use AI, I get DMs asking, did ChatGPT really write this?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I was just about to say, so their current belief around this is that they can spot, or they think they can spot, AI written content, and they can for generic stuff, sure. So their current belief is that they feel like it's obvious. So they can spot ChatGPT written content. Whereas, and here is where, when you want to get someone to shift their perspective in order for them to be like, okay, you're the one I need to work with, because people are very set in their groove, aren't they? And so you need to break them away from their current way of thinking. So if their current way of thinking is, I feel like it's obvious, I can spot it a mile off. So, and you then can come being like, well, you're not spotting mine. And you said you're in my DMs saying how incredible my content is. So it's that new belief that content can be super specific and sound exactly like you, and take a fraction of the time. A fraction of the time. So in post format, you could either have the you, and then underneath me. So it's the like your current way of thinking, what you know to be true underneath. So you could have you ChatGPT content that has been written by ChatGPT is so obvious. I play a little bit of emphasis on this. It's so obvious. I wouldn't want, let's just bring in their fears and reservations into this post, openly talk about it. Again, the more that you can bring in, so if someone's got an objection or like a fear or something that they're just saying to themselves. Maybe they've not told anybody else, but it's a little reservation that they'd have in the back of their mind about your service, program, offer. The more that you can bring that into your content, the more that it just quells that thought. It's like, oh, you just diffused what was a little fire. You're just squashing it in content. So content that has been written by ChatGPT is so obvious. I wouldn't want to use that within my business. Me. Getting DMs. Again, this isn't just about how you do it. Think about the response that it's bringing. So getting DMs every day about how specific. Would you say how specific? What remind me what they're saying in your DMs?
It was more like, did you really write this post with ChatGPT? Like, is it possible in this way, right?
Okay. So in DMs every day, from my clients asking, oops, what did we do then? There we go. Asking, is that rewritten by ChatGPT? So on this, to show the emotion, I would use an emoji here, and you know the little mind blown one where it's like, I would use that there to show like your clients are like, whoa, I didn't know that was possible. Yeah. Yeah. Because you could have that as a standalone post, or you could carry it on to be storytelling and like go into more detail to explain that, to say how you use it within your business. So like if it was me, I'd go into a carousel because I love carousels. So I'd say something like, I totally get, again, we're answering the objection in a little bit more detail. You've used this attention grabbing statement on that first piece, but as you go through the carousel, talk about it more and just do it more in a flowy story. So something like, I totally get that for the majority of people who don't know how to use ChatGPT, the content that they create, if and when they use it, sounds generic as fuck. Even I can spot, terrible content that's been made by ChatGPT. Sounds awful. That's not how the pros are using it. Yeah, so create straight away, pull away from, majority of uninformed people are doing that. That's not what the experts are doing. When you know how to use it efficiently and properly and customize it for your business, you can create content that is super, super specific. This is what I do, and it's what I teach my clients to do. This is how you create content that sounds super specific to your business, and you can create it in a fraction of a second. You see how I basically have just said those 4 lines, but over about 5 slides. I'm just giving it a bit more color in the picture.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, there's one. And what's one more that we can create for you?
You mean about the objection handling, right?
Let's do something else.
So I'm not sure if the opinionated or polarizing content is the right one during the launch phase. I think it would be more valuable to post some of the either client case studies or we were speaking already about a high level educational content, so maybe do not touch that on the call right now since we already spoke about it. So maybe a storytelling part.
Okay. I'm just checking that quick. Since it's a ChatGPT really right there. So I've got to go and bath my little humans. Thanks so much. No worries. Okay, so do you say client case studies? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think we can go with the client case studies. Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. Also, because I know you and I can just reel them off so easily, I would love to see you owning your authority content. So stuff that you've done, because you've held loads of workshops, you've done loads of speaking things in different countries, speak about that. Yeah, it straight away positions you away from the crowd. So Reason, you can either do reasons why I've held AI workshops across multiple different countries. Whoosh, big dick energy. Multiple different countries. These are like your unique things. Nobody else is going to have content like this. Countries. A different slant on that would be using the I've done X, here's what I learned, or here's what I found. So I've held AI workshops in multiple different countries. Here's what I found. And then I like, there's so much that you'll be able to just freestyle off this. Like, here's what I found. 75% of the people that turned up were guys. Women aren't prioritizing this enough and it's making them behind. And all the stuff that is your natural experience, show people what they're missing by not getting on the AI bandwagon.
Ooh, I love that women-men comparison. You know that it's my mission, so I love this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my driver here.
10 different things that you could put off just that one hook.
I love this one. Yeah, I have already like tons of ideas about this one. Yeah.
I get myself to the front of rooms, but I don't see enough women in the audience. You know, there's far underqualified men, but when they see AI, they just get themselves in the room. There's far overqualified women, but they're not coming enough into these conversations.
Yeah, I even have in mind something like because it's getting closer to Web Summit right now, which I attended last year, and I went there to get some knowledge, and I actually felt like I left there and I was like, I could be on that stage because I knew more than the speakers that were on there. So I already think about how can I turn this into the authority content.
I would have that authority. So there's one post, there's 2 posts, 3rd post. I've attended AI seminars. That when I arrived, the content was so basic, I could have taught it. Taught it myself. Here's how I'm changing the industry. Boom, because this is true, Ella. Here's how I'm changing the face of the industry, changing the face of the AI industry. Boom, that's big dick energy. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. This is exactly what I need right now.
I love it. Because you are exactly the embodiment of be the change you want to see in the world. There's not enough women in tech, AI, and everybody's saying like, there's not enough women. You're the woman. Take that freaking stage.
Absolutely. Bam.
Okay, quick story. Client storytelling, client case study. So, like we did with Natasha earlier, if you can get videos, those are gold because they're just like, hallelujah. But let's do a client case study. So, what was someone's story of coming to work with you? What happened? What was the outcome?
Okay, so let's use and that's a good industry actually, because this is an industry where a lot of people think that AI has nothing to do with, which is a holistic industry, like holistic health. And basically, I've helped the couple. The couple is running a holistic coaching business, and they've been preparing a personalized guide at the early beginning of working with their clients with PCOS, sorry. So every time a client joined, they were creating a new personalized guidelines for this new client, basically onboarding stuff, right? And they spend hours on that for each single client. So whenever they had a new client, they had to take hours to do it personally, looking at the notes from the one-on-one and etc. So after having worked with me, they saved at least like half of the time that they spent on this task because they had automatic notes after the meeting, and they used automatic preparation, the summary of this meetup, and then It was basically ready, so they were just reviewing the personalized guide before they sent it to the client. So it was reduced over 50% of the time. I say 50%, but I'm sure it was more.
Amazing. Okay, so this is the framework, again, for everybody here. This is the framework that you want to be doing when you're doing your case studies. So we've got a little, in fact, hook first. That is the framework that you want to use, so that we've got sharp hook or like interesting statement, something that grabs attention. Then you're going to go into set the scene and then do the before, during, after, and then summary close to bring it all together and repeat what was in the hook. Because the hook is going to be the outcome. So it will be something like how I helped my clients to halve, it's the half the time they took to, was it time took the to onboard clients, did you say?
Yeah, I think we can name it an onboarding process, because they were doing this basically every time a new client joined, so it was part of an onboarding.
Clients, so that they could, and would you say that that bought them more time to be able to do other stuff within the business or bring on more clients? What did that enable them to do?
I'd say they were able to focus more on the client's needs and help them even better. Yeah, and of course have more clients too, because they can focus more on getting new clients instead of like onboarding the current ones.
Okay, but awesome. So let's bring in both of those wins, because every business owner wants that. People want more clients, but also they want to give their existing clients a better experience. So if you can say, here's how I can save you 20 hours a week, so that you can not just serve your clients better, but you can get more clients and serve them better too.
Oh, and the important thing is to notice that it was not a generic stuff that was done. It was actually using their own method that they are using for the clients. So it's basically not just ChatGPT knowledge that they were using, but it was their own method that was used to create a personalized guide. So I think this is also worth mentioning.
Yes, yes. Did I don't suppose you have a number of hours that they were using, or a rough approximate hours? Because I want to try and bring the numbers into-
It was approximate, because they never used a timer to actually like count it. So they were the ones that told me afterwards that it's at least 50% of the time that they have saved afterwards. But yeah.
50%. I would have that in big letters, and I would change the color on those words to say 50% of you'd either go save or get back 50% of their time. Let's go save, because thinking about CC, save, solve, improve, increase, magic words in sales. So here's how I help my clients to save 50% of the time they took to onboard clients, so that they could not only onboard more clients easier, but also use their newfound time to improve. Oh, we've got two CC words in one hook. Ooh. To improve their clients' experience. Now, there is a sexy hook, because it doesn't matter whether, so the conference that I went to the other day, they were talking about there's people are one way oriented. People either want bigger or they want better. People are either go for quantity or they want quality. So it doesn't matter which type of person you're speaking to, this hook speaks to both. Speaks to the people that want quality and quantity. So this is like gold dust to CEOs. Yeah. How I help my clients to save 50% of their time, 50% of the time they took to onboard clients, so that they could not only onboard more clients easier, but also use their newfound time to improve their existing clients' experience. Whoosh. And then you can go into the really storytelling. And there's no such thing as too much detail here, because it doesn't matter that not every person in your audience is a holistic coach with PCOS services. There'll be people that take way too long to onboard, or think that their business is so specific that AI wouldn't work for them, or they've got a partner and they want to make sure that all the things. So bring in all the nuances to what, exactly what reservations or how they were offering their services, what you guys did, what you implemented, and then what happened after. So that reiterate, they were able to save 50% of their time because they stopped doing everything manually, and now everything was streamlined, quicker, easier. Summary, this allowed them to be able to work with double the clients in half the time. And you just repeat the hook on the last thing. So it's like hook, story, hook again. That's called, by the way, the wow statement. So it's, you go into the wow, how, and repeat the wow. Wow, how, wow. Give the wow statement. So this nice, sexy, bingeable hook, what was the outcome? Then go into how it happened, then repeat the wow statement for an extra punch at the end. Yeah. We love.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, we're a little bit over, but I'm happy to stay on for people. If you all want to come on, that is absolutely fine by me. I'm stationed in a Ibis hotel in Birmingham. Evie or Dami, I'd love to see one of you guys come up. Who wants to go? Evie's hand's straight up there. Come on, Evie.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. You're a little bit quiet. I don't know if it's because I've turned my sound down, so let me just turn it.
No. You, how is it?
Say it, speak.
Hello.
Okay, I'll just turn my
Okay.
sound right up.
Ish.
Alrighty. How are you, Evie?
Oh, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
You are super quiet. Are you quiet for everybody else? Is she quiet for you as well, or is this just my sound?
What is?
Are you in your earphones, Evie?
No.
Hmm.
I'm just on my laptop. What's it? It's not being. What if I use my phone? Is that any better? No, maybe.
Not massively. Just shout.
Okay, I'll just shout into my phone and be like, hello.
What topic would you like to go for?
Probably authority or opinion, I think.
Okay. Amazing. Alrighty, let's get some authority. I freaking love authority content because most women don't do this anywhere near enough. Because it's not taught, this whole take up space, be loud, be unapologetic. It's more like, no, be nice, be likable.
And use filler words.
We know how I feel about that. I'm like, do the exact opposite. So thinking back to either client wins that you've created or wins for yourself that you've created, or things that you've done that other people in your industry have not done, things that you're super proud of, or just things that are like, yeah, different, something stand out, something that is really helps the way that you do things that other people don't know. Maybe this can be as big and obvious or small and nuanced as you want. Like if you won, I don't know, student of the year when you were 10, and that shapes the way that you do things now, create content on it.
I find this stuff really difficult because I feel like everyone just does everything the same, but they probably don't, but I just guess that they do, you know?
So, well, this is where we need to own your authority.
Yeah.
What do you feel most big dick energy about? What are you like, bitches, you all need to hear this today?
That everyone or all women should go and lift weights.
Yes. Well, let's bring that into opinion. Because
Okay.
authority is, for people that are in your audience, this is the why you piece.
Okay.
So this is why you the person that they should trust over other people that do what you do. Why should they trust in you? When they're thinking about parting with their hard-earned cash, why they're like, I like, because when we think about, you might have heard this before about know, like, and trust, and people need to have know, like, and trust in order to make an investment. This is the trust piece. So they can know you because they found you on social media. They can like you. Maybe they like their personality. They like your brand. They're like, yeah, she's my vibe. Now we need the trust piece. So this can be like either years in the industry or things that you've invested in yourself or things that you've put yourself through that other people haven't. This could be investments that you've made. This can be places that you've traveled. This can be experiences that you've put yourself into. Like, what makes you a trusted person for someone that is on the edge of spending money with you?
So could I talk about my story maybe and just say how like I used to go into the gym and be like, what the hell am I doing? We just stick to the mat, maybe with a couple of dumbbells, maybe go on the machines that I'd been on before, and that was it. But now I just try new machines, go on whatever, and teach people how to do the same.
Yes, but I'd like to see even more. So let's start with that one.
Yeah.
I'd love to see even more. Maybe there's something about Bali that we can bring into this, but let's go with this one for now. How I went from, because people do love to see a transformation. So how I went from walking onto the gym floor, terrified. And here's where we want to bring in stuff that your ideal client will relate to. So, you know, how did you feel? What did that shyness or that terror or that like, oh, I don't want to be seen? Terrified to be seen. What are the things that you say? Did you mention?
Just like sticking to like 5 kg dumbbells or going on machines that I've been on before.
Dumbbells and constantly using the same 3 machines in every workout because it felt safe, because I knew them.
Yeah.
So now, cartwheeling. No, I'm joking. Also, was there a change in either appearance or clothing or behavior or body, like how you took up space in the gym? Or not really? I don't want to say things that aren't true, but if there is something in there, let's bring that in.
Probably not.
Okay, absolutely
I
fine.
don't think.
How I went from walking onto the gym floor, terrified to be seen, sticking to 5 kg dumbbells and constantly using the same 3 machines in every workout because I knew them, to now, how do you walk onto the gym floor now? Loud and proud.
Yeah, like I don't care. Just walking in, I'm not even paying attention.
Riding through the gym. What would you say? Like happy to be seen. Not even just happy to be seen. Like striding through the gym like I own the place. Happy. Not even happy, unbothered
Yeah.
about being seen because I'm there for a purpose. Because my purpose is so much bigger. My purpose, so much bigger. So much bigger. And using and experimenting or confident with.
Yeah, confident with trying new machines.
Confidently using every machine as and when I want to. Here's how. I would add a little and helping my clients to do the same. Yeah. So on there, we've got a good transformation. P.S. Again, everyone watching, you could all do this. What did you start out, or what was your initial period that your ideal clients are going to see themselves in this content? Because you can go really nuanced with this. You see how we've got like 3 different things that was before picture, and then bringing those exact same things into the after picture. How I went from this, which is your ideal client's current place or similar to this, and this being the place that they aspire to be. Yeah. So, and this can be, again, I'd probably do this in a carousel, but you can do this in reels and you can repurpose this content everywhere. And then just go in, now that you've got your sharp hook that is super specific to your ideal client, you can then take that into everywhere. You can use this hook in your emails, Insta, LinkedIn, wherever it is that you're posting. You could do talk to cam content, carousel content. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I would. I love the content, but that's storytelling content. So we're coming back to authority. Talk to me about your journey becoming a personal trainer.
So I had no idea what I wanted to do, and my dad was an accountant, and I was like, well, I like numbers, so maybe I'll do that. Spent a day in the office with him, was like, I can't sit at a desk all day, I need to be moving around. And then I'd started getting into fitness, enjoying it more, and then I thought, well, why don't I go into that?
Okay, and since going into that, what's some moves that you've made that have felt stretchy or big? Travel.
Yes, and like even teaching like gym classes, because I hate talking in front of a group of people, but I'd be in front of like 20 people in like a pump class and be fine.
Okay, so let's use the similar sort of hook that we had with Ella of like, I've done X, here's what I found. There's a nice authority piece. So I've taught gym classes with how many people?
What's my highest? Maybe like 20 probably.
20, do you say?
Yeah.
With 20 attendees at a time. Then we get numbers in here, so it creates that bingeability. I've taught gym classes with 20 ideas, 20 attendees at a time. Here's what I found. I've maybe posted and talked. Because again, positioning yourself, when you think about others that are in your industry, there's going to be people that are just the in-person folks who struggle online. There will also be a whole load of people that are building online that have never taught an in-person gym class. Yeah. So your authority and you building trust with your ideal client is whatever doubts or reservations they might have around your service. If they're like, yeah, like, is she just someone that's advertising online, but has she really done this? You're like, yeah, bitch, yeah, I have. Here's how.
Yes.
So I've hosted and taught gym classes with 20 ideas at a time. Here's what I found. And, you can be going into, women often don't lift what they're capable of lifting. Yeah. Or they lift heavier when they're in a group environment because they're more motivated. And this is why I do group programs. So there's loads of different runways, and I'm sure this gives you a bunch of ideas that you can go off. But so taught and hosted gym classes with 20 ideas at a time. I would also do authority. I have, I do another little version of that. I have, when did you leave for Bali?
June last year. Yeah, June last year.
Okay. And so you've been working online and in person for how long?
So I started in the gym in February 2020, just before COVID. And then was like doing a bit of both anyway, and then went fully online June to, I guess, August this year, and then I've gone back to a little bit of in person now.
Okay. So would it be correct to say I've been working with clients online and in person for 2 years now?
Yeah.
For 18 months.
Yeah.
I've been working with PT clients online and in person for 2 years now. Here's what I've found. There's lots that you can do with this. There's a load of different ways that you can say that, because you could do either educational of, so you're thinking about working with an online coach, here's what you need to know, or here's what to expect. I'll just write these down so that you've got them. So you're thinking to work with an online PT. Here's what to expect. because then again, you can paint the picture of what it's like, what they need to prepare for, what the day-to-day workings actually look like. So we have a check-in once a week. Don't worry, it fits around your schedule. So even if you're changed time zone, we're good. But if we're in the same country, we can do that in person. Yeah. So you're building the picture of what it's like to work with you. The closer the picture that you can build and the more obvious it is, someone can be like, oh, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think some people still think it's like Zoom classes.
What do you mean, sorry?
So I think some people still think online coaching is like a Zoom session,
Okay,
like a Zoom PT session, when it's not.
awesome. So their current belief, so this is kind of the shift in the belief. What did we do then? Back, love that. Love when I casually, do you know the most annoying thing is when I do that on Instagram stories and you accidentally delete an entire paragraph and you're like, ah, and there's no go back. Okay, so the perspective shift content. So their current belief is that online coaching is just Zoom calls. So their new belief, or what, or the way that I would put this into a hook, because yes, it's about shifting their belief. Would I write that in a post? No. What you think online coaching, online PT, what you think online PT coaching is going to be like. We get on a Zoom call once a week. Once per week. And leave you to it. And then leave you to it. What it's actually like. What it's actually like. I'm in your pocket. What service do you use? Is it like Telegram, Voxer? What do you use? Text, WhatsApp?
So I have an app that they can message me on, or WhatsApp, so either or.
WhatsApp? What would be
WhatsApp,
most...
or I've got an app.
Aha. Which one would you most use for client communication?
Whichever one they want to message me on. So either the app or WhatsApp, whichever's easiest for them.
Here with your app. I'm in your pocket every day by your side. Checking in on checking in inside our client app. Inside our app to help you with those day-to-day questions. Like, is this food okay? Yeah, there's various little things that you can put there. But it's that creating what do they think it's like? What is the reality? Yeah, remember that iceberg thing? What do they know to be true? What is the actual reality? Yeah. So we've got some storytelling. We've got some perspective shift. That's the same one. And we've got some authority pieces. Yes?
Yeah.
Amazing. I'm going to come into the chat real quickly. Cassie, I need to head out for 12:34. Thanks for the session, sir. I've got loads more ideas as always. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. Thank you, Cassie. Hello, got to run. This was absolute gold. Always from sad. Amy, got to create an amazing session. Love the energy of the space. Yay! Awesome. Alrighty, I know we're coming way over time, but I'm having a wonderful time. I fucking love content brainstorming. Really do. Which place is kicking up around here? It's becoming the place to be. Sean, do you want to create some here? I know we did some for you last week, so you've probably still got a run of ideas, but happy to create more with you if you want to.
I think my issue is probably the authority thing, and I think I'm the same as Evie in the sense I'm like, oh well, it's the same as everybody else. So it's kind of trying to put your spin on it almost.
Bring in the YU. Okay.
Yeah, the YU kind of like.
Let's bring in the YU. Okay, so I'm in prime dinner time now. So, Sean, what's something that you do differently, or like the first thing I think of is your years in the industry.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking we can have that in our back pocket. What's other things that either you have that other people don't have? Stuff that either gives you a leg up or puts you a head and shoulders above everybody else. So they're either like some milestone. It's not even like open, or how do you even get into graphic design?
Since childhood, I basically was very into art and design, and I took graphic design at school, and then I actually like when you get to the for one of the good things, you know how everybody always says the career advisor is rubbish, they never really advise or anything, and she actually told me about graphic design, and I was like, okay, what is this? Thinking, because I was like, how do you make money as an artist kind of thing? You don't really, not many people, unless you were like dead or whatever, because they make money when they're dead. She told me about graphic design, and I was like, oh, okay then. So then I took like my subjects I chose for like third year and stuff like that were all to do with art, graphic design. And then I basically, after that, I took a year out and then worked and stuff in a pub, my mom and dad's pub. And then I went straight into design at college. And then after that, I was quite lucky and fortunate enough, I went straight into a marketing, graphics and marketing job. And then after that, I kind of went freelance after that. So I basically worked from like, I knew what I wanted to do from a young kind of age. I've not just like, I didn't stumble on it. I know a lot of people kind of, they just kind of, oh, I decided because it looks cool. I've like kind of trained my whole life for it, basically, if that makes sense.
Amazing. So it wasn't like a specific like course, you just kind of like went into it, but through life.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Evie, I think you've probably just watched me do that, but like if other stuff comes through for me, I'm like a little content, like a spiritual content generator, but if other stuff comes through, I'll just write it on, because I think that you should be talking about, like, you did go online, you traveled the world with the business, that as an authority piece. Yeah. Or how I traveled the world. I traveled around the world whilst managing, you could even put the number there if you want to use a number, managing X clients, and if they're in different time zones, or how I travel the world managing clients whilst I was Bali. Yeah, authority piece. Right, Sean. So we've got years in the industry. So you'll probably have, thinking about head and shoulders above everybody else, like a number of clients that you've worked with. Have you ever worked out how many clients you've worked with?
No. I probably could go back to all my files and count everything and all my.
It's about like number. There's a number sat there that you've never probably looked at before. So whether this is 50, 100, there's loads of clients there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, okay.
So it could be a number of clients. What are you doing? What about size or scope of projects? I know that because Kath, we did biggest project size. So would you want to go highest paying client?
Can do. I think I've been increasing my prices recently, so I think the highest paying would be like 5K for a website at the moment.
There's an authority piece. So authority is anything big dick energy or anything that's going to build trust. Also, we want to stretch upwards. So here's why my clients happy to pay me 5 for a brand, or for just for a website. What would you rather?
No, I'd say both.
And I'd definitely have some big energy in that. Like You know, they want to be positioned head and shoulder. Like my clients, this is where you can really, the more you sing their praises, because like we've spoken about this before, but when you're speaking to the ego clients, the ones who like to have their ego stroked, the more that you do this in content, the more that they'll be like, oh, go on then. So when you say like, here's what, because again, we're price anchoring. So when you've just dropped, my clients happily pay this, and here's why. And then you go on to sing their praises of, because they know they're market leaders. So this is small change in the direction of the where they're going.
Yeah, okay.
That's going to speak to someone that it doesn't matter even if they're not making that per month. It's about where they aspire to be.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tom.
It's supposed to be that noisy.
Is it? Okay.
We've got all the little ones on the call today.
Yeah.
They know they are market leaders. To be or with this, especially with your type of client, you might have heard this before, but you know the difference between like pain point marketing and desire-based marketing.
Yeah.
Lean into the desire-based marketing.
Okay.
Because your clients, the ones that you want to call in, like these high-paying people who are they've already built a level of success. So you calling out struggles, they might not relate to. Because in their mind, they're like, I'm great already.
Okay.
Speak to the fact, like, yeah, you're already great, but you could be extraordinary.
Yeah.
So they know they are already industry leaders. And now, not but, and now they want a brand and website that represents that. Like they've got this vision for themselves, but the brand they've got doesn't quite match up to how they see themselves.
Yeah.
They see themselves as some like Messiah on a hill, but right now it's a bit of a hot mess. So you're going to come be the one that sorts that out.
Yeah.
Here's why my clients happily pay 5 to 10K for a brand website. That's super strong hook and also a great price anchor, because straight away it sets the expectation of what future clients are going to pay you. So for new people coming through, they know that that's the expectation. So this is also an exercise of putting off people who can't meet you where you're at.
Yeah.
Someone who's only looking to invest £500, they're not the ideal client for you. Maybe they come in and have some smaller service or some quick thing, or just a, I don't know, you could decide, or it could be a, no, I'm sorry, this isn't a good fit. But this will speak to the people who want to invest big money for a professional service.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
And that is everyone watching or catching the replay. The more that you can bring pricing into your content of, here's why people happily pay this. And even if your clients are bigger than you, you know, whether it's like, here's why coaches have already made 6 figures, come to me for their website. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Do that, the more it's going to be easy to book people who aspire to have that.
Okay.
So you could also do a here's I'm trying to think of the other one. Here's what I've learned, or here's what I've noticed, or here's what I've acquired. Where are the that sort of thing, like I've done X. After, because there's also a bit of power in not starting everything with I. So after working with clients for 15 years now, here's what I've noticed. And this would be a great like thought leadership piece, whether it's about changes in the industry that you've noticed, or what clients want now that they didn't used to want. what their expectations are that's different. Yeah, but that's a nice strong hook of straight away. Anyone that's only got like a year has got nothing on you. So
Yeah.
working
Okay.
for 2 years now, here's what I've noticed. For everyone, one thing that I will be doing as we get later on towards the year, and you'll start to see people doing this from the start of December, they'll start to talk about industry predictions from 2025. I've already seen a post on this and I'm like, bitch, it's October. But that sort of stuff is thought leadership. So again, it puts you head and shoulders above everybody else, because most people won't be talking about directions the whole industry is going in, because they just don't have that level of experience to know.
Okay.
Or they have a fear of, but I might be wrong. Yeah, so be willing to be happy to be wrong. I don't know
Yeah.
predictions. There's also the telling of, to some extent, you can call it because you know it's already happening. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to write industry predictions so that
Okay.
it's not a not right now post, but as you're getting towards late November and December, definitely. Industry predictions for 2025 for the rebel women. For women, things I'm predicting for 2025. And this can be as off the wall as you want. But the point is, most people don't have the balls to create this sort of content. Things I'm
Okay.
predicting for 2025 for rebellious, unapologetic as fuck, coaches and service providers. And then you can go anywhere you want with that. It could be they no longer want X, they want Y.
Yeah.
X, they want Y. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We've got some good authority pieces. So book one there. After work class, here's what I've noticed. We've got a one with a data point in it. Amazing. If you haven't already, go back to your past clients and see if there's a data point. There's a kid running the length and breadth of this place. See if you can hear the someone doing a relay. Yeah, any data point that you can get from past clients. So whether
Okay.
it's they were able to sell more products, whether it's that they had an increase of traffic to the website, whether it's that they increased their price of their own services after working with you.
Yeah.
Anything. Because it's likely, like, go back, I bet they haven't even looked at this themselves. Some people won't have.
Yeah.
So this is a great little excuse to check in with past clients. You never know, they might need more work. This might bring even more sales.
Yeah, that's true.
But go
Okay.
back and say, like, since working together, what have you been able to do in your business? What is this new brand? Like, what has this opened up for you?
Yeah.
Ask a nice
Okay.
open question like that, because some people, it's that question of, what does success look like for you? Some people will straight away be like, we've sold more, or we increased our price, and it'd be more on the monetary thing. Some people, it might be like, oh, our customers saw us totally different, and now they're sharing our content with their friends. Then it'd be more the amiable community stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
So yes, definitely get back in touch with past clients, but any kind of data point that you can get, especially in relation to CC, that save, solve, improve, increase. If we can get some sort of trackable metric, that is absolute gold dust. Yes,
Okay.
a new customer testimonial is nice, but if we get a customer testimonial with something growth in it, that is the gold.
Okay.
Same with you, Evie. If there's either something quantifiable, if and where possible, whether it's weight loss or dropped the dress size or lifted heavier, like specifically what weight was it? There's people who already lift weights, they'll love to see that number and what it means to them. Maybe it's like time spent in the gym. Maybe it's that they're able to do their 60-minute routine in actually 50 minutes because they're so efficient and don't faff around anymore. Any kind of data point. So this could be time, money, speed, anything that's measurable is something that you can put into a hook. Yeah. I'm excited to see all of this gold coming into your content. Is that okay, Sean? Do you want any more?
No, that's fine.
Amazing. All righty. How many pages we got over here? What are we on? 4 pages of content. Amazing. So we've got a good mix of authority, perspective shift, storytelling, client case studies, objection handling. So I'll send this link out to everyone because there'll be things that each of you can pull out from all of these things. So remember what we talked about. What is your ideal client's current belief or current way of doing things? How can you shift them onto your belief or your way of doing things? And just get them imagining what it would be like to work with you, bringing that into your content to remove any possible question, objection, reservation they might have. The more you can build that know, like, and trust for your content. And we didn't do a huge amount of these, but I love opinionated and polarizing content. So what is either a spicy opinion that you have that ain't nobody talking about? Maybe this is something in your industry. Maybe this is something that your clients are doing that, like, with love, they need to be called out. You're like, I say this with love. Stop doing that shit. It's not helping you. Maybe this is something that's popular with other people who do what you do. So they're all teaching this way and you passionately disagree with that, and say why. Yeah, so these can be like laughy jokey, like, come on now, stop kidding yourself, that's not working. Or it can be a, you'll never see me telling you to do X and here's why. And it'd be very much a, I do not agree with this. And it's you're putting your flag in the sand. Like, you'll never see me talk about that. You'll never see me teach that. I would never tell you X, especially if X is something that a lot of other people are doing. Yeah. So the more that you can state your case, and yes, like, this is designed to put the wrong people off. Yeah. The more you can stand in your power and be like, this is what I believe in. This is the stuff that's going to show where your vision and values are at. Because you can go into it to be like, this is what I teach my clients. I do not agree that that is the way that you should do things, and here's why. And we'll really get to understand you as a person and the way that you do things. So yes, this will put off all the wrong people who don't share those agreements, but this will really bring in the people who are like, oh, she gets me. Yeah. Yay, amazing. All right, ladies. Well, I'm conscious that we have run well over, but I've really, really enjoyed this. So I absolutely don't mind. And if we can bring more incredible content to the world, we shall. And for all of these pieces, like I've said, these can be repurposed so many different ways. What I would do is create the piece first. What I tend to do is create it in a carousel on Insta first, but then I'll lift the text and either use it in an email, or maybe I'll have the main piece that goes into a grid post, but then I'll go on my stories to talk about it and just talk it through, or pull out like a little anecdote about, you know, let's say the summary piece. Let me just go and reiterate that on my stories. So we're creating one piece of content, but then how can you maximize it? Yeah. Amazing. All right, ladies. Has anyone got any questions, or are you all good?
Oh, good.
Yeah. All right, ladies. Well, I'll send this recording out to all of you. I'll also send out the link so that you've got the actual sheet that we've been working on today, so that you can lift this and bring it into your own content. Put it straight into Canva, and I'll be expecting to see all these posts on Instagram by tomorrow. Yay!
Thank you.
All good. All right, ladies. Thank you very much. Good to see you, and I shall see you
Thank you.
soon.
Bye.